Hey, what's up guys, it's Scarce here, and today I have another leading tips, which is pretty cool because a lot of you guys have been asking for it, and I decided to do it anyway. Even though this series is not that big, I really think that you guys enjoy this, so I'm going to go with it. And also, this is a great topic. This is one that I did before on yet another leading tips, but I still think that this needs to be put more into detail, and I really should do it right now because I think that my commentary has improved and I'm able to give you more information quicker. And I did this, I think, in my leading tips part 7. I'm not really sure, but this is finding recruits for smaller teams. So I guess you can call it a part 2 to this series, but I don't really think it matters. So give your players a motive to help out with recruits. Like, I honestly see this all the time with teams. They will tell their players, make sure you go recruit someone, and you might even get like a leader spot or something huge like that. And that is really what motivates players to get recruits. Like, if they have a friend in a team that is semi-big, or, you know, obviously it doesn't have to be that big, but big compared to your team, and they're able to recruit him, that can persuade your team as well. So it really is kind of like a chain reaction, and it sounds kind of weird, but if you think about it, when you're going to recruit someone, you need to make sure that they have the motivation to join your team. And you can do that by getting players who are friends with them to persuade them to join. And it's very easy. You honestly, because you have however many players in your team, when you're a small team, you probably have a good amount of players. I'm not saying you have a ton. I'm saying you probably have at least 20, 30 players. And if you have that many players, then you can actually get each and every one of your players to go find someone to recruit someone. And I'm not saying they are being forced to do it, but you can tell them, yo, if you go and tell your friend whoever to join my team, then I'm going to give you a co-leader spot. And that can motivate him quite a bit. So that's honestly what I think is a great motivational factor. And that happened a lot in 87. I was able to get a ton of people in 87 through like people's friends and stuff who were in bigger teams and who were just really good. Also, you want to look out for underrated players, and this can be through, you know, community channels. And I don't really necessarily agree with the whole intent with community channels. Like, I don't really like them that much, but I do think that it's a good way to find players, especially when you're a small team, because if you look at on a community channel and you see that there's a clip that's really sick, and you go to his channel, he has some really sick clips on his channel. It can't just be a recruit from one clip, guys. Don't recruit people from one clip, but if you go to his channel and he has a bunch of other good content, you can get him added on Skype, you can go look at all of his other clips, and you might even be able to recruit him from that. So community channels are a great way of exposing other players. And I guess I used the term exposing wrong. When I mean exposing, I mean like it actually shows off the other players' clips and stuff, and not fake clips. Don't think that way. So recruitment challenges. Now, this is something that smaller teams really should stay away from, mainly because you're going to need to recruit someone or else people are going to be pissed. And if you're a really small team, doing a recruitment challenge, you're not going to get the best responses. And trust me, I know this for a fact. When 87 had 2K or whatever, we did a recruitment challenge and we got some shitty responses. We really did. But we were able to recruit one guy that was good, and we got lucky that time. We really got lucky. So you guys need to make sure that when you're doing a recruitment challenge, you have to go all out with it. Like, you can't just do the recruitment challenge and say, oh shit, all these responses suck, I'm not gonna recruit anyone, because then people are gonna get pissed. You just can't do that. So if you're gonna do a recruitment challenge, you need to be sure that you're going to recruit someone from this recruitment challenge, and it really is more of a last resort for smaller teams. Recruitment challenges can also be good to get the team exposure, because if you have a recruitment challenge out, everyone knows that that team's doing a recruitment challenge, and it really depends on how big your team is, but it doesn't really matter, because even if it's on a smaller scale, people are going to be talking about your team. So make sure you have certain big players in your team, like players that have big names, good names in your team, and other players like them. Because if you do that, then like I said before in the beginning of the video, if you have these big players in your teams, then they can actually go recruit their friends and pick up these other players that are searching for a team. Maybe their team isn't that good right now, maybe their team's going through some hard times, maybe their team even ended and they need a new team. So if you have these players who have all these friends, then they can get them in, and then eventually you can get them co-leader or something like that, because that's a great motivational factor. And also, if I were you, I'd try to recruit some really good underrated players, because if you do that and they actually make your team ties really sick, then from there you can recruit players off how good your team Taj is. That's another good thing to do. And having just big leaders and managers in your team is amazing as well. Like, really having anyone that has a good name in your team is a great thing. Like, that's why one of the reasons why I was recruited to Obey is because obviously a good amount of people knew me when I was in SB, so they were like, that'd be awesome, because then obviously a lot of people would want to join the team. So, and I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. I think some people would probably think that, but I'm just trying to help you guys out. So from here, what I personally think is the best way to recruit people when you're in a smaller, like underrated, I guess you could say, or just a team with very low amount of subscribers, and you're struggling to pick up players, I honestly can say that connections is the biggest thing. Like, it really is a big factor. You know, if your players have connections with other players, it's going to help them join. And I've been talking about this throughout this entire video, but it's really something that you need. So if you recruit a player, make sure that he's semi-good. Like, make sure that he's good, because if you have any shitty people in your team who aren't that good, then it's not going to really work out too well, this whole chain reaction thing. So just make sure you have some nice players in your team at least, and try to make sure you don't have any like really shitty people in your team. And I think that's one of the main reasons that a lot of people have been picking up, you know, these big players to these small teams nowadays, is because the big players don't really give a shit anymore. You know, they don't want to join teams like Soar and FaZe. They want to stay in the team with their friends, and that's been happening a lot nowadays, mainly because a lot of people are just getting somewhat bored of COD, and they want to be in a team with their friends. So that's why Box left Soar the other day for Obey, is because he just wanted to chill and Obey. I mean, he didn't really care about getting to FaZe anymore, so he just told himself, why do I have to like stay in Soar hitting clubs when I could just join Obey and be with my friends and hit shots with them? And that's obviously one of the reasons why a lot of people leave bigger teams. So I think that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's not that long, but I honestly think this is one of my favorite leading tips yet. So please leave a like if you enjoyed. Like I said, every like on this video actually gives this series support, and it makes me continue it. And for my 100th episode of my leading tips, it's going to be a really sick special upload. And I don't know why I said my 100th episode. My 1 year anniversary episode, or whatever the hell you want to call it, because it's coming up very soon. I think it's in the middle of March, so that's like a month and a half from now, and I have some really sick plans for it, so get ready for that, guys. I'll see you later. Peace. Make sure to check out my previous video if you enjoyed this one. It's on Sledgehammer Games making the next Call of Duty. It's some huge information for Call of Duty and what's going to be happening next year for the 2014 COD. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. It's very interesting. And if you haven't seen that, or you don't really want to see it, I should say, if you have seen that or you don't want to see it, then go check out my mystery video. And my mystery video is some crazy underrated teams. I display 5 of some of my favorite teams ever. They're extremely underrated. The team Tajas are insane that I show. You guys need to check this out. It's really fucking awesome. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.